Most people have yet to make any money from crypto, and that's because they're just holding the bag through the ups, through the downs, or they're trying to get cute with it and they're trying to trade long, short, maybe too much leverage, maybe they're just dead wrong and they get liquidated and they lose all their money. Crypto, thanks to DeFi and actually getting on chain, you can monetize your assets without having to trade. You can earn money each and every single day, and you don't have to play those games where it feels like most traders don't win. You don't have to play their game, you don't have to beat them at it, and you don't just have to hodl. I do agree, timing the market beats timing the market every single time. And if you hold crypto, more specifically, even if you're just holding Bitcoin over the long term, you are going to win and you're going to outperform literally everything in the TradFi markets, right? But a lot of people, they're watching that chart, they're bag holding everything, and it gets so emotional. And it really does, because you see those highs and they feel good, and you always think it's going to go a little higher. You always do, even though those extra gains you might make become so much more marginal than what you've already made. But it always feels so good. Oh, it's going to keep going. And then that drawdown, even if it just draws back down to break even, it feels so much worse than you would have ever thought. You feel like you ruined everything. You missed the boat, you messed up, and then maybe you're so in your feelings and sad that you sell everything at the bottom. Today, we're going to break down how you can get over that mentality and start to cash flow your crypto and build an income, make money every single day without having to get cute trading, without making crypto and trading your 9 to 5. This only takes a couple hours a week, and you still get to hold and maintain your long-term bags. So pulling up the charts here, we just got it loaded up on ETH for a second. You can look and see that, we do have our indicator here as well. So, we do have our indicator for our guys in our group here, our 10K Fast Track. 100 members inside, they all have access to this. And this is gonna give you some great signals and suggestions, I should say, never financial advice, right? About when to buy, when to take a little profit, DCA in, DCA out, right? You can see it's, over time it's been fairly accurate. It doesn't call everything 100% perfectly, but it's giving you pretty great times to get in and out, right? But again, this video is not about trading. This video is about how you can make money every single day, even while your ETH bags are doing all this chop. While it's going up, down, stressful. Do I sell? Oh, no, I'm not going to sell. Oh, I should have sold. Do I sell? No, I'm not going to sell. Oh, I should have sold. The story is old as time, right? Everyone here in crypto is the same. Every one of you guys investing in cryptocurrency feels the exact same way. No one is not feeling the emotions of this up and down. You start to go numb to it over time, but you still feel it. You just become maybe less reactive to it, right? So how can we make money every single day, even when Ethereum is doing this? Absolutely just trashing you with a minus almost 10%. Or really, when Ethereum is over 10% down. How do you stomach that, and how do you still make money on that? Do you short the top? Are you just buying the dips? What's happening? As you guys that follow this channel know, DeFi is a great solution for this. DeFi is going to allow you to actually take those assets you already own. Let's just say your ETH in this example. And it's going to allow you to monetize that and make money every single day. Let's just filter out the avalanche positions for a minute and take a peek here. And you'll see that, we have a lot of ETH positions open. This one's closed right now. Don't worry about this guy. Don't look at that guy. This is some of the base chain positions I'm running on this wallet that has exposure to Ethereum. So we have Ethereum in our portfolio. We have ETH to Brett pools, ETH to Doge pools, ETH to USDC, all earning a significant APR. These earning about 5% every month. This one right here earning about 10% each and every month, just cash flow. And so you can see daily, 30 bucks here, 610, so about $45 off just these positions each and every day based off the APRs right now. And we can just look at that monthly too. This one makes me $1,000 a month, 10% a month back, $1,000, $200, $150. So that's about $1,350 right there. Just look right here. Yep, $1,345 is the estimate. Just cash flowing off these positions that I already own. I'm taking my ETH and I'm monetizing it in these assets. I have ETH USDC, so for whatever price is coming back down, I'm just DCAing back into more Ethereum. I'm picking up more Ethereum for free with the money I have invested. These pools, I'm just buying and selling one asset for the other. I have my Ethereum to USDC, which is people buying and swapping Ethereum with USDC. I have ETH to Brett, which is people doing the same thing. They're buying Brett, they're selling Brett back into ETH. ETH to Doge, same thing. Buying Doge, selling their Doge back into ETH, right? I'm facilitating these transactions, and because I'm the one facilitating these, think of it like I have my own little mom and pop shops, right? These are my little stores. So when people are buying and selling these assets, it's getting routed through me and I'm getting paid. They're paying me. I'm the store. It's like when you use your card at, let's say, the DMV, where they charge you like 3%, when you use a Visa card or when you use a credit card, or whatever. They charge you 3%, right? Well, I'm charging less than 3%, but there's so much volume coming through that I'm making a kick-ass amount of money each and every day. Making $3,200 a month each and every month. And so I'm doing this because I have the assets for sale. And so what assets do I have for sale? What do I want my inventory to be? Well, I want it to be assets that I believe in long term. I want it to be things like my ETH, which I've been holding for like the last 2 years. Tons of ETH, right? Tons of ETH I'm holding, and I'm monetizing some of this ETH right here, where I'm using to make an extra 10% a month. Then I can use that money that I'm making to buy more ETH, throw that back in my bull run bag, lend that out if I want to, make an extra APR over there. Always keep the money moving. I can be using this cash flow to just stack stablecoins. USDC, I talk about Navi a lot, one of my favorite spots on Sui Chain, where I can be earning 9% a year, beating the stock market on a zero vol coin. USDC, stablecoin, zero vol. This is the holy grail of traditional finance. I'm telling you, this allows you to become your own little basically credit card company where people are borrowing money and you're lending it out. Now, you're not making the predatory 30% that like your everyday credit cards are making, which is insane, predatory, to be honest, but you're making a good 10%. And why are you making that 8.8%? That's because someone is paying 10.3%, technically 15.3, but it's incentivized. Anyways, that's a topic for another discussion. But you can be monetizing all your assets. There really aren't a lot of assets you can't monetize as long as they have great DeFi activity and on-chain volume. So these are the actual ecosystems that are truly and actually alive. And sometimes there's other coins you can monetize not on their native ecosystem, right? So like XRP, not a lot of DeFi activity. There's not a whole lot of on-chain activity, but even though there's $28 in here, it's an old range, just have it open just to track it. Coinbase Wrapped XRP, because that's on base chain. It actually has volume, because where do people live? They're living on base chain, Solana, Sui, Avalanche. There's lots of chains popping. XRP, it's not. But again, not an XRP video. Don't come after me. Don't hate me. I'm just saying if you love XRP and you want to monetize it, there's other places to do it where you can get on-chain, places like base chain, and actually monetize your assets. And so some people may be worried about impermanent loss, right? Impermanent loss is essentially the difference between the money you would have made just holding the asset if you then actually sold it at the peak. If you then actually sold all your Ethereum right here, let's do an example. If you bought, let's make this really, really easy. Let's say you bought right here like 3K, right? You bought here at 3K. If you would have actually sold right at 4K, which didn't hit this time, let's just say you sold at 4K, you would have made $1,000, right? Impermanent loss is essentially just going to be that the value of this pool, let's say you get 1 ETH, so 3K. By the time ETH's price were to come out over here, this pool might be, let's just only say 3,500. So once it got here, you're leaving like a $300 difference on the table, right? So impermanent loss is the difference between what it could have been if you would have just had spot Ethereum, for example, and sold it at X price. Now, also, you are making fees. So your fees making 10% a month. If Ethereum takes a month or two to get here, you might break even or even make even more on that, right? Again, this is just a theoretical example. And if you guys want a bigger breakdown on this, just leave a comment and I could do an impermanent loss breakdown, do a super nerd video about it, right? But so essentially, the longer you have these pools in range and going, you definitely make up for that impermanent loss a lot faster. And that's assuming that you even actually sold the top, because so many people are not. Half you guys might finally fucking buy again here. You're like, oh, it's going to 7K this time. And you buy more at 4K and you ride that shit right back down, right? The other side of impermanent loss that no one talks about is how there's low key like an impermanent gain, right? So if I open, let's say an ETH USDC position here at 4K, if I had just Ethereum instead and it drops down to here, let's say I bought 1 ETH at like 4K. If it drops down to 3,600, I now have $3,600. If I opened an Ethereum USDC pool here, for example, and it drops to 3,600, I probably still have, again, this random fucking estimate, but I probably have like $3,800, right? Somewhere in the middle there, because a lot of that exposure was USDC. I actually DCA'd into ETH. So I now have a better entry price into Ethereum. There's a lot of ways you can play pools. It is your Chipotle bowl, how you choose to make it. It's a create your own adventure here, it really is. Create your own portfolio, your own systems. You can use pools as fancy ways to DCA in and out of your favorite projects and earn an APR on the side. But again, I don't want to go too down the autistic rabbit hole because I feel like I do this all the time. So there's that. So there's two ways you avoid impermanent loss. One way is only a kind of way. When you pair it with another asset, like, so let's say Ethereum to Doge or Ethereum to Bread, you're in two volatile assets. You're not getting cashed out into USDC like in this example. So if the price pumps, you're not stuck holding a bag of stable coins like, well, what now? Which, ironically though, it's probably the only time you would have ever taken profit in your life because you're a bag holder. And I'm trying to fix that. I'm trying to help you monetize, right? So for example, let's say ETH to Bread, right? Wide ass range. I mean, literally huge, right? And it pays me consistent. I've had this open for over a year, or probably about a year now, on some different wallets and stuff too. So had this position open and around for quite a while. Consistent, what's that, like about 5% a month that I'm making off of it? What this does is right now, it's towards the edge. It's actually very heavy in Bread because of the way this is displayed, right? But as Bread starts to outperform Ethereum, I'll get DCA'd out, but not into cash, not into USDC. I'll get DCA'd into Ethereum, right? So I'm maintaining in this pool, it's 100% exposure to volatile assets. One is just a lot lower market cap and it's going to swing a lot harder than the larger market cap, right? And again, think of that mom and pop shop, right? Like I'm my own small little crypto exchange, right? So I'm holding these assets. I just want to make sure they're long-term. Make sure they're long-term. I don't want my assets to spoil. So you have to believe in Bread to open this position. Don't just open it because you see it on my screen here. Never financial advice. Do your own research. Find your own picks. Use the coins you believe in. Same thing with Doge right here. Doge to ETH. As Doge starts pumping, I'm going to start selling my Doge into Ethereum, right? It's pumping up in price, right? So they are getting the Doge and I'm taking the ETH. That's kind of how that's working. Trying to explain it in more layman's terms, right? But this whole time, in which I find if this takes a couple months to play out, if this takes months to play out, or even let's say we go sideways for three months, 6 months, until 2026, if we went sideways, I'm still printing 5% a month off these ones, printing 10% a month off this one right here. Totally fine with me cash flowing my crypto. So there's one other way to avoid impermanent loss, and just bear with me because this one is one of my favorite strategies. So make sure you stay around for this, and it's going to be lending the assets and borrowing against your assets and monetizing that. And let me break that down just real easy for you. So essentially this, back in April 6th, this is another example portfolio of a strategy, right? This is a strategy I posted about in our community, April 6th. Some people followed, some people did not. Again, that was like max low, literally within 2 days of the actual low of that market. So a lot of people were scared. I don't blame them for not following me. I took a lot of the stable coins out on the side. I say a lot, I should have taken more, but I took 10K and I bought as much as I could with that 10K of ETH and I lended that out. And at the time, it was worth $10,000, okay? You'll see what it is now, but we'll get to this in a second. I took that $10,000 and I borrowed 50% against it. Now, normally I'd say 40% or less, but I was absolute conviction that that was the bottom. So I borrowed 50%, 5K. I was like, ETH is not going lower than 1,400. That is absurd. It could have. Not financial advice. But anyways, it's $5,000 that I borrowed, and I've used this to, for example, monetize in, let's say, a wallet like this, where I have $5,000 deployed, and this is off borrowed capital. This is off that loan, right? And this is yielding me a nice $250 a month that I then take and I send off and I go loan that out as stablecoins, or I go open different pool positions with that. So I've taken that $5,000 and I've lent that out, and I've used that $5,000 to just cash flow. And so right now it's saying $250 a month, right? It's making me the solid $60 a week, $250 a month. This makes me $3,000 a year. And so what is this essentially? I've treated this like a business loan against my crypto, right? Against my collateral. So not only has, this debt started at 5K at a 7% interest rate, which is what it's at right now. It started at 5. It's variable, okay? Worth noting. And I've used this, and it's up about $88 in debt, you could say. And this I've been running right here. It's up $50 in value, but I don't care about that because I've been spitting these fees for months and months and months, and at times it's even higher than this. And I've been spitting them out and lending them out as stable coins on other protocols, other blockchains, stuff like Navi, right? Better rate, earning 9%. So I don't even need to pay this loan back right here until my Navi rate drops below this rate over here on Aave, because I'm netting 2% on that right now. Again, too autistic. I can't help it. I like going down the deep end, okay? If this is making sense, let me know in the comments. If it's not, let me know in the comments as well. But I'm using this to cash flow, using it to stack stables for the next dip, using it to compound into different positions, open new positions on different blockchains. I can use it to take riskier positions like those black hole ones we talked about where it's paying, 400, 500, 600%, right? I can take a risk for free because I'm cash flowing it. I'm treating this like a business loan against my collateral, which again, this was 10K, and we're getting to this in a second. This was 10K. I borrowed 5K. I used that 5K I borrowed to cash flow $250 a month, let's just say, worst case right here. And I use this to stack stables and wait for the next dip or buy more Bitcoin or whatever it is you want to do. Again, this is your Chipotle bowl. Make it the way that you want. Make it the way you want. If you want it spicy, make it spicy. And so the question is, how did I avoid the impermanent loss we were talking about? Because again, let's rein it back in. We were talking about impermanent loss. Because I did this. I used those stable coins. I bought 10 grand of Ethereum down here on like April 6th. Literally, see how I knew that? Down at like 1450. I think it went like a little lower, like 1430. Oh no. And it touched one more time, but it's fine because I just have my ETH as collateral and I was making money this whole time down here, right? And so I was monetizing that loan, treating it like a business loan on my crypto portfolio, making 10% a month, or in that case right there, that one's making 5% a month, right? I've done this with Bitcoin, Ethereum. You can even lend XRP and borrow against it. If you're sitting on a giant bag of XRP, you can be doing these strategies. And if you want help doing that, click the link in my description and I'll help you. Book a call, we'll get it figured out. But so I captured all that price appreciation. So there was no impermanent loss in the pool. Why? Because I still had my spot position completely spot. Technically, I was leveraged at like 1.4% at the bottom, right? And you can see here that 10 grand is now $25,000. So it's hit over 2x off Ethereum, which people say, oh, Ethereum's too safe. Oh, it's a dinosaur token. I hit a 2.5x on Ethereum, which most of you guys probably don't even have because you were gambling your life away in meme coins and stuff. And we're gonna be better around here. We're investors around here. We're doing this for the long term. We're buying our assets that we believe in, have conviction, and they're gonna win long term. Your Bitcoins, Ethereum, Solana, Sui, AVEX. I don't know what your favorite coins are. Maybe it's XRP, big XRP guy. I can teach you how to do the same. Deposit your XRP, borrow against it, and you're monetizing your long-term assets you believe in, and they're fully exposed to appreciation still. You're gonna get all the gains, you will get all the losses, so don't over leverage. Keep it safe. Remember, no more than 40%. And you can use that as a business loan. Use this as a business loan. Think about it. Because you're running your DeFi portfolio like a business. You're being an investor. This is not gambling. I'm not out here doing the silly day trading meme coins. I mean, I have some meme coin pools and they pay very, very well, but it's high risk. Small amounts of the portfolio, right? But I'm treating this like a serious business. I'm taking my assets, taking out business loans against them, and I'm then able to monetize. As you start to scale, it can get even bigger. Say you get to where you have 25K. Maybe you have like $100,000 in Bitcoin or XRP or Ethereum, and you want to just borrow 25K against it, making $3,000 a month while you're sitting on your bags for the peak of the bull run when you're gonna sell, or maybe you're a Bitcoin guy that's never gonna sell. Borrow against it, make that daily income, monthly income. Boom. Maybe you've got a shit ton of money. Guys, one of my clients, $2,000 a day. Absolutely absurd. 4K a day. This is a high volume day. So it looks like it's been averaging more like 2,500 to 3 grand, but still that's higher than the 2K screenshot. But this screenshot is juicy in something as safe as Ethereum. They're cooking, guys. If you want help doing what I do, if any of this confused you, leave a comment down below, but book a call with me in my description below. We can work one-on-one. We will help you get set up. We will help you monetize your portfolio. If you're someone that has 25 grand, you can be making an income that rivals that of what some people's active incomes are. You can be maybe beating your day job performance. If you're someone like my students, who maybe you're someone that has a very successful career or a very successful crypto portfolio, you've been here for a while, you can monetize that and you can be earning more money per day than the average American makes per month. If these results are something that amazes you and something that you want to achieve, click that link in my description, book a call with me below, and we'll get you set up and we'll get you rolling. We'll get you cooking, making an income off of your crypto portfolio, taking a profit, maybe for the first time. So guys, again, click that link below, book a call, and if not, YouTube says, watch this video right here. See you on the other side.